Hello.
Quieter.
Well, we were trying to film a YouTube video, so this is all recorded.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi. Alright. Bye.
Bye. It wouldn't let me hang up.
Sorry for the interruption. Let's talk about romance movies. I'm Ryan Buehler, and I am here with my girlfriend Kelsie,
Hi.
and she's making her first appearance on the channel. And I felt like this was a good video to have her come on board. Today we are going to be talking about some of our favorite romance movies to watch during the month of February, because it's the month of Valentine's Day. Or Valentine's Day's in the month. So yeah, this is, I'm trying not to do like a top 15. It's not a ranked list, because my opinion always changes, and she has not seen all these movies and doesn't agree with exactly where I have it. So we're just talking about a handful of romance movies for you guys to check out. I was looking for more of the unconventional romance movies. I didn't want to have just a bunch of Nicholas Spark adaptations, which there are a few on here, but I just wanted to, so you guys could branch out, because there's some really great and original romance movies out there. So, before we start, all I want to say is, in preparation for this video, I asked Miss Kelsie here what romance movies she's seen and what's her favorite. And to my surprise, she has seen the grand total of 9 romance movies.
Yeah.
So she couldn't even make a top 10 list. She's probably seen others she just can't think of right now. But as of right now, she has 9 romance movies.
I'm sorry. I just enjoy action movies more, so I just don't.
I was
watch.
I was very surprised. But it's okay, because action movies are great. Okay. Because Kelsie here has only seen so few romance movies, she wants to recommend
To All the Boys I've Loved Before,
which is on Netflix. I don't really remember too much about this movie. I thought it was I thought it was a unique concept, and I thought it was well executed. I enjoyed watching it. I kind of wanted to see the sequel, but I also didn't really feel like there was a need for a sequel.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't think there was a need for a sequel.
What did you like about the movie?
It was different than what I was expecting, and I liked that take on it because it was not.
It's okay.
I'm not.
It's okay. I have difficult wording things too. She liked the movie.
I'm afraid to talk about it too much because I don't know what I can reveal and what I can't.
So
that's why I'm struggling with words, because I don't know what to say about it.
It's a good movie. Go check it out. Definitely Maybe, I thought was a really interesting romance film because it follows Ryan Reynolds and his daughter, and she wants to know the story of how he met her mom, and he decides to tell her about 3 different women that he dated in the past, and he changes their names, and his daughter has to guess which one becomes his mom, or her mom becomes her mom. And I don't know, I just really I love Ryan Reynolds. I thought he did a great job. I just really enjoyed this movie. It was different, and I just had fun with it. It was cool. I'm gonna have to have her sit down and watch romance movies with me at some point this month, because she needs to.
When he told me about that movie, I thought it was really interesting, like a different version of a romance movie, and I wanted to watch it.
Yeah. So you'll have to do that.
I will.
Before Sunrise is the first of a trilogy of movies. I've only seen the first one. I kind of want to check out the other 2, Before Sunset and Before Midnight, I do believe they're called. But the original Before Sunrise follows Ethan Hawke. He's taking a train. He's exploring Europe and going all these different places on this road trip by himself. My stomach just made a weird noise. he's going all across Europe on this road trip by himself, and he's taking a train right now, and he runs into this woman on the train that's going on a road trip by herself as well, or she's going somewhere in Europe, and they start talking, and they're getting along, and then they spend the night together. I think they're in Paris, and I just thought it was really like, it wasn't like cutting back and forth. It was just long shots. It was, I don't know, it was candid shots. There wasn't cutting away. It was just the actors. They were just going back and forth. They had good chemistry on screen. It was a good story. It felt low budget, but it was like perfect for a romance film. It was just about them getting along and having fun for one night, and I thoroughly enjoyed that one. We just watched a movie a couple weeks ago called Our Friend. Me and Downful covered it on our weekly recap, but Miss Kelsie actually watched that movie because we watched it together. It's not really a romance film, but it's kind of like the other side of the spectrum where you're already together and relationship issues and having a family and stuff like that. It covers that in that based off true story film. It was a great movie. Definitely had the emotions going.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that movie. I don't like a lot of movies that focus on like the bad side of life, but I really did enjoy this movie. I think it had the right amount of humor and the right amount of emotions.
Good. I'm shocked to find out that Miss Kelsie here hasn't seen the movie Titanic.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I thought, everyone's hyped this movie up. It was one of the highest grossing movies of all time, or is one of the highest grossing movies of all time. So many people love this film. So me going in, I was expecting to be let down. I was like, everyone's hyping this movie up too much. It's like 3 hours long, because when it came out on VHS, it came out on 2.
It is 3 hours long?
It's something like that, because it comes in like 2 VHS tapes, because it wouldn't fit on one.
Wow, I didn't know that.
But it kind of makes sense because it's pretty much 2 movies in one. The first half is like all romance, and then the second half is all disaster movie with romance. I actually thoroughly enjoyed this movie. It had Leonardo DiCaprio in it, so he's fantastic in everything. She needs to watch it.
I do.
Less of a conventional romance movie is Kevin Smith's Chasing Amy. I kind of got on a kick of watching Kevin Smith movies when I rewatched Clerks. I watched Dogma and Mallrats, and then I checked this one out, and I really enjoyed. This is not a usual romance film, and you'll come to realize that while you watch it. I don't want to give away too much, but Kevin Smith brings his usual comic references and nerd characters, and it has Ben Affleck and Jason Lee. I thought this was a great movie. It kind of gets weird towards the end. There was a moment where I was like, where did this come from? But I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. I don't know if you would enjoy it. I don't know. Maybe you would. I don't know. I'm going off very little for romance movies. So another pick that I would recommend is the movie Ghost, starring Patrick Swayze. I kind of look at this movie more of just a film or a drama than a romance. It's like a family fun film with romance elements to it. Patrick Swayze did a fantastic job in the lead role here. I just thought this was a really fun movie, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I would recommend it to anybody like you.
Okay.
And that leads right into the next one, which is another Patrick Swayze movie, and that is Dirty Dancing, which has Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey in it. It's one of my mom's favorite movies of all time. It has some iconic scenes that you see in pop culture, like the infamous pose when they're dancing together. I think this is a great romance. Again, another awesome experience, and I enjoyed it. I would recommend it.
Should we talk about Grease, since you talked about Dirty Dancing?
Because it's my mom's other pick.
Well, I love that movie.
Well, there you go. That's a romance movie. Oh my. So we officially got into our top 10 list.
Yeah, I thought of another movie that I've seen that I really like. Grease. It's another old movie. My friend, I watched it with her because it's one of her favorite movies, and I just really enjoyed it. I didn't know what to expect when I first watched it.
Yeah.
But I'd definitely watch it again.
Yeah, because this is my mom's favorite movie of all time. I personally didn't enjoy it as much as Dirty Dancing.
I
But-
haven't seen Dirty Dancing, so I can't comment.
But-
I'm sorry.
You would probably get mad at me for saying that, but I thought Grease was a fun movie. It had some great songs, iconic moments. It's definitely a lot of fun to watch. A great romance movie because it's definitely something that people deal with. And I really like the ending song that they're dancing at the carnival. I think is
I
banger.
liked that scene because it would just like. It was a twist, and it was just enjoyable.
It was enjoyable. The next movie on my next pick is was a recommendation from my friend Jesse. Looking at it, it's not like a striking movie of romance. It's not a movie that you would think to watch during the month of February, but it's a very different romance film. It adds that sci-fi aspect to it because the whole movie is about Joaquin Phoenix. I watched this movie right before Joker. I was trying to get hype up for Joker, so that's why I watched it.
What's the movie called?
Her. Oh, I didn't even say the movie.
No.
Whoopsie-daisies. The movie's Her, starring Joaquin Phoenix. This movie, it follows Joaquin Phoenix's character. He's living in the future where they develop this technology where you can pretty much buy a person or buy an AI to talk to. It's kind of like a very technologically upgraded Siri, and they go back and forth, and the AI is played by Scarlett Johansson, and they start to create a bond, and it was honestly a great watch. It's different. It was very unique, and I would definitely recommend it to anybody. I had a lot of fun, and it definitely had a pretty cool conclusion at the end, but I'm not going to spoil anything, but go check that one out. The next movie I have on this list is the movie A Star is Born, the 2018 or 2017 release, because this was a remake of an older movie, and it stars and is directed by Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga. I thought this was a fantastic story. One of the songs from the movie I have on my playlist, and I listen to quite a bit. I thought this was just Bradley Cooper proved how great of an actor he really is, and it was cool to see Lady Gaga act
Instead
and
of just singing.
Yeah, she did a great job. This was another movie that it's different because it's tackling a romance, a couple meeting and developing in Hollywood or in the music business and becoming famous and the stresses and like dealing with alcoholism and the dark side of relationships when you guys don't get along, and it was very grounded in that aspect, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And she saw the ending because she got home and her family was watching it. So
Yeah.
whoops. She'll have to watch it with me.
I enjoyed the end of what I saw.
The next movie we've both seen, which is pretty fantastic,
Mhm.
and that is La La Land. When this movie came out, it was huge. And maybe if you haven't seen it, you would probably feel the same way as I did with Titanic. Maybe people are hyping it up too much. This movie was just different. Watching a musical, watching actors dance to songs out of nowheres, and it drives the story forward with those songs, and it stars Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone. They both did a fantastic job in the leading roles, and this movie also handles the whole relationship in Hollywood because they both are trying to achieve their dreams, but unfortunately they're not the same dreams, so they're dealing with trying to keep the relationship together. And I don't know, this movie I felt was, because when this movie came out, it was right around the time where I was trying to decide what I was going to do with my life, and I was trying to choose whether I wanted to stay home and try to become a filmmaker that way, or try to go away to college and become a filmmaker. But I had this woman here who I could not have that space in between us for that long, and I just didn't want to leave friends and family. So hopefully she stays with me, and it wasn't a mistake. And we'll see if that dream comes true. But this movie really touched me when I saw it, because it was right around that time, and yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
You have thoughts too.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I enjoyed this movie. I watched it with my mom. I didn't know what to expect when we first started the movie. I thought that they were starring in a musical. I didn't realize the entire movie was a musical, but I enjoyed it. I think that they did a really good job with this movie.
Good point. That's a good point. Next movie is another Bradley Cooper film. Most of these movies I watched so long ago, it's hard to remember everything that happened in them and what I liked about them. But this movie in particular, it has Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence, and what is it? Oh my gosh. The movie's called The Silver Lining Playbook. And the acting from both of the leads, they just proved how great of actors they really can be. It was just a different story. It deals with, I don't even remember what it deals with. Because I'm trying to remember, after spending 8 months in a mental institution, a former teacher moves back in with his parents and tries to reconcile with his ex-wife. So the movie covers... Why is my stomach making weird noises?
Because we're hungry.
The movie covers having mental issues. Bradley Cooper's character, he gets out of a mental institution at the beginning of the movie. I do believe it was like anger issues or something like that. And watching him trying to deal with that, and I don't know. I thought this was a great movie. This was a recommendation. I don't remember who recommended this, but it was a great movie. The next recommendation is 500 Days of Summer, directed by Mark Webb, starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt and don't remember her name. Zooey Deschanel. This proved, because Mark Webb also directed The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, and a lot of people hate on that movie and those movies, and I am one of them. But this movie proved that Mark Webb can bring us a great movie. Again, very unique. It showcases both the good parts of a relationship and the bad parts of a relationship. It kind of goes back and forth, giving contrast of like the beginning of the relationship and how they handled situations together, and then towards the further in their relationship, showing how those situations are handled differently because of what's happened, and how people change in a relationship, and everything. And I don't know. I think this is another great romance film that I would recommend to check out. A nice segue into another movie that Miss Kelsie's seen.
Yeah, have you seen it?
I saw it a long time ago. I don't know if I actually watched the whole thing. I distinctly remember one part of the movie, but that's about it.
It's been a while for me too. The movie's 500 First Dates.
With Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore.
Yes, I think it's a really good movie. It's definitely unconventional. It's not like a normal romance movie. Drew Barrymore in the movie, she loses her memory every day, so Adam Sandler has to tell her every day what they did for the past however many days it is, depending on what day it is. And it's just about how like their relationship progresses because of that issue. Does that?
Yeah, no, that works. I kind of want to watch that now.
Yeah, it's really good. I enjoyed it, but yeah, it's been a really long time since I've seen it.
While I'm thinking about it, a movie that I reviewed earlier in 2020, that was Palm Springs. That's another unconventional romance movie, dealing with the whole time loop, being stuck in a time loop, and only two people that can remember the experiences together. That was another good romance movie.
I thought of another Adam Sandler movie that's, I think, technically romance. The movie Blended. I watched it a really long time ago with my friend that likes Grease as well. I enjoyed it. I think it's definitely different than all of the other romance movies. It's about two families that I forget if the parents are divorced or their spouse is no longer with us. I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember. It's been a while. But it's about two families that are blending together as one family. It's they're on a vacation, I'm pretty sure. I enjoyed it.
Anyways.
You can cut that out if it's not good.
I don't remember much from the movie. Maybe I liked it before, I don't know. Sorry.
I think actually I'm wrong, though, because I don't think that they were dating in the beginning. I think that they met on vacation.
I don't know.
I think they met on vacation, and the parents fell in love.
Maybe.
And then the kids had to live with the decision and, like, figure out how to... Yeah.
I don't know. This is a pick. This was a recommendation from the boy Doubtful. The next movie. The next pick is Eternal Sunshine.
Eternal Sunshine.
The next pick is The Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, starring Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet. This is definitely not a conventional romance movie. It adds more of that sci-fi aspect because the whole film revolves around a relationship, and it ends badly. And Jim Carrey's character is trying to deal with that, and it's really affecting his life. And there's a technology out there where you can go and have that portion of your memory wiped. And the movie follows him trying to decide if he wants to do that, and then the after effects of what happens after that, if he goes through with it. I thought this was a really different movie. I kind of want to rewatch it because I think I would appreciate it more. But if you're looking for an unconventional romance movie, this was definitely a pretty good one. And now we're going to move on to Kelsey's favorite movie of all time, and that is The Brokeback Mountain.
Oh, I've never seen this movie. Don't
So
let him lie to
I
you
was
like that.
I was not expecting myself to enjoy this movie, for multiple reasons. But I wanted to watch it because I love Heath Ledger and I love Jake Gyllenhaal, and it's a lot of people love this movie, and it's like on like top 100 movies you gotta watch. It's on there, so I was like, I'm gonna give it a chance, and I'm glad I did because even though there's certain scenes that made me feel uncomfortable, it is a beautiful story about being a homosexual and coming out and dealing with how that could affect your life when you discover how you feel. Jake Gyllenhaal and Heath Ledger did a fantastic job in the lead role. They're phenomenal actors, and this just further proves that. I would definitely watch this one. I think it's worth checking out if you appreciate cinema. This was another great piece of art.
I've never seen it. I don't have any comments. I'm sorry.
The next movie that we're going to talk about, we've both seen, and that is a Nicholas Sparks adaptation called The Longest Ride.
Yes, I really enjoyed this movie.
I really enjoyed this movie. I just really like the story. Britt Robinson and Scott Eastwood had great chemistry on screen.
They did.
Even though this is a conventional romance movie, it still had a great story. I loved the aspect of outside of the relationship, which happens in this one, and no, never mind. In this movie, that happens where things happening around them bring them together, and it was just that city folk dating a country folk, dealing with that dilemma and differences, and
differences in like their careers and
back and like their families and
yeah.
their history and what makes them who they are, how they could be complete opposites but still connect.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. They showed like the ups and downs of the relationship, and I think they did a really good job showing all of that, all of the struggles, and all of like the really good romance parts.
Yeah. There's another movie that I want to talk about that I watched in my theater class. Stars Anna Kendrick. It's called The Last 5 Years. This is very unique storytelling. It stars Anna Kendrick and Jeremy Jordan. Could not remember his name. So what happens is they start telling the story. Jeremy Jordan is at the beginning of their relationship and expressing how he feels in the situation, and then it cuts to the next scene with Anna Kendrick, and it's at the end of their relationship. And they cut back and forth, and they slowly work their way together, which is their wedding day. And it shows the different perspectives of how he felt leading up to the relationship and leading to the end of the relationship, and then showing her go from the end of the relationship leading up to the good stuff. And I just thought that was a really unique story, and it was very entertaining, and go check it out. The next movie that I want to talk about is an anime film. I kind of was considering talking about A Silent Voice, which is another fantastic anime film. But Your Name is probably one of my favorite movies that I've seen up to date. This was just such a unique story, and it just proves that anime can be absolutely fantastic. So the story of this movie is about a young guy and a young girl. They live on completely sides of the country. They've never met before. They have nothing in common. But one day they wake up and they're in each other's bodies. They switch bodies, the girl and the guy and the girl. And dealing with how weird that would be and trying to figure out, like, why is that happening, what caused it. And cool when they get the hang of it, they start, like, writing notes on each other's arms, letting them know what happened the day before in their life. This was just... I don't want to give away anything further, but this movie is fantastic and mesmerizing, and animation style is beautiful, and the acting and storytelling. Go check it out. The next movie we watched for the first time together, and that is another Nicholas Sparks adaptation, and that is The Notebook. We couldn't make a romance movie list without The Notebook.
No, it's a fantastic movie.
It's considered one of the greatest romance movies to date, and we completely understand why. Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams do a fantastic job with their chemistry on screen, their acting. This story was just something really special, and if you think of a romance movie, you're probably going to think of The Notebook first. If you haven't seen it yet, I would recommend it.
Yes. Coming from somebody who prefers like action movies, I loved this movie. I think it's my favorite movie on this list. I'd watch it again. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it was very
their chemistry, I don't know their name. Their chemistry was amazing. I think they did a really good job.
We felt this movie.
Yeah.
And we definitely like, it's one of those movies where like after you finish it, you usually just sit there watching the credits because you're just like, wow. You're
processing what happened.
And that usually when you're stuck watching the credits because you're just thinking about the movie, you probably watched watching
amazing movie.
You watched a great movie. If that happens. Anything else?
I don't think so. I think we said it all.
So, here comes a very controversial movie between us. So my good friend Jim recommended the movie About Time.
Oh.
And I actually did, it was one of my first movie reviews that I did when I was doing stuff on Snapchat. This film, I consider it one of my favorite movies of all time, in like my top 10. There's very few movies that have hit me like this movie did, just on a like personal level. Like everything about this I love. she turns it off within the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, I couldn't get past the beginning. I know that some of you are probably going to be mad at me for that. I'm sure that it's a good movie. I couldn't get past the beginning.
So she's going to be watching that very soon. Like, very soon when we have the opportunity to sit down and watch it, and she listens to me and watches it and allows me. But I think her perspective it shows me that I think this is more of a male audience romance film. Because usually, romance movies are usually from mainly the girl in the relationship's perspective. So it's more relatable for you guys. This movie is entirely through the perspective of the guy, who is played by, I never know how to pronounce his name. Domhnall Gleeson? He plays General Hux in Star Wars. And Rachel McAdams plays the love interest. It's from his perspective, and thinking about it, like, I know I can relate to the way that he acts at the beginning of the movie, but to her, it's weird. So
it was awkward, and
which sounds like, I can relate to that a lot.
Yeah.
But this, if you don't know what the movie's about, the main character, he learns one day that he has the ability to go back in time. And it's we've kind of seen this idea before. It was in one of the Rick and Morty episodes. He can go back in time and try different situations, like talking to girls. If he messes up with something he says, he can go back and retry it. And there's it seems very simple from the premise, but you'll understand once you get through this movie how important this movie is and how emotional this movie. Like, I'm sitting here watching with my family, and they're just very emotional. But I don't want to give anything away. This was a fantastic movie, and I love this movie with all my heart.
I trust his judgment. I apologize for not getting past the beginning. I
understand why now. I understand. But I still can't believe it.
I'm sorry. I do trust his judgment on everything, so I'm sure that the movie is a really good movie. I just couldn't get past the beginning.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there any other movie that you want to talk about? Because there's plenty of other romance movies out there, some that are better or worse than the ones that we put on this list. Or you might completely disagree with everything that we just talked about, which is okay. This is just our opinions of movies that we enjoyed, and we hope that you guys would check out and enjoy as well during the month of February. This isn't like the best romance, like the best by the book acting and storytelling. It's not the best. You're not not all these movies won like awards and stuff, but these are just some of our favorite movies. Mm-hmm. Mostly mine, because she's only seen so few of them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna allow her to experience more movies very soon, because I was very shocked when I learned. Before
I started dating him, I didn't watch a lot of movies, so being in this relationship has it's been an experience.
Yes. Well, leading up to like Infinity War, I just rewatched Marvel movies, and I only went to the theaters and watched Marvel movies. Like, it wasn't until it was 2019 when I decided to start going to the movies with Doubtful. And that's when we started watching more of the unconventional movies, like The Lighthouse and Parasite. We started watching movies that weren't in English, which I never thought I would do. Watching movies that weren't the most entertaining, but were spectacular through a cinema standpoint. So I'm really early on this movie thing, but yeah.
He's definitely seen a lot more movies than I have.
I spend too much time watching movies.
Well, I think it's the opposite for me. I spend too much time watching TV shows. So
there's a lot. Maybe we should do like a recommendation, a Kelsie recommendation on TV shows, because she's seen days worth of shows.
I've seen a lot.
So we'll see. Maybe we can do a video about that at some point. Maybe some TV show recommendations. Let us know down below. Let us know what romance movies that you're watching during the month of February. Any recommendations, anything that you agree with on this list. Let us know if you check out any of these movies and your thoughts on them.
Let us know if you want to see me again.
Yeah. hit that thumbs up if you want to see Kelsie again, because yeah, maybe we can get to like 5 likes or something like that. That would be pretty nice. All right, well, thanks for listening to us ramble on about movies for however long it's been. Yeah, have a great one.
Bye.